this evening's park up is superb. So we said we'd show you what we bought today in Penzance. Not what you'd expect. A last. A cobbler's last. This is going to be like the Generation game. An old iron. And some scales. For a grand total of
10, 18, 24, 50.
£24.50. In the comments below, tell us what you think we're going to do with them.
With my arm up. And we also bought 2 pairs of shoes, one each, or a pair each, that is. A coat. Anything else? No, I think that was about it, wasn't it?
Some things we can't sell them, otherwise it'll give the game away.
Yes, so...
And coffees.
Oh, we had a few coffees while we were at Penzance.
And a hell of a lot on car parking.
So, they're the main things. What are we going to do with them?
So as the sun sets on a really good day, we'll leave you with this. We've got the moon rising up there. And the sun setting over there. Well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I can't sleep. It's pitch black on top of the cliff, and in the distance you can see Pendine Lighthouse flashing. It's windy, it's fairly mild, so I can't sleep. No, just woke up. Couldn't go back to sleep. Thinking about things. We've been talking a lot lately about full-time van life, whether it's for us or not. We've had differing ideas about whether it's the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do, whether it's for us, whether it'd work for us. But that's for another video. That's what I've been thinking about while I've been awake. It's quite windy up here, but not as windy as I'd like. I'd like to be on a cliff top with the wind buffeting the van, rocking it, and the rain beating down. That's not happening now, it's just windy. You can hear the sea in the background. There's some lights out to sea. A few boats, don't think you'll be able to pick them up on the camera. There's a lighthouse again. So yeah, full-time van life. Is it for us? We'll talk about that when we get home. We'll do a video about it. But for now, I think I better try and go and get back to sleep. Put a light on and you can see the van. Can you see the van? A little bit more of a view of where we were parked up last night, and the view we had. We can't get into there because the gate's locked. It's a National Trust property, so I'm not open at this time.
Swimming pool.
Yeah. But this is modern, isn't it? So I wonder whether that was something to do with the war. Something there.
Some parts of the mine were in the 1900s, early 1900s, so concrete was used then, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think so, I don't know.
impressive how this was all brought down here to build these amazing structures on such a windswept coastline. These structures built without the aid of modern machinery. That's a cooling pond. That's just a rough sea. As you can hear, it's got quite a bit windier overnight. This sign that was carved that says 1901 on it, it's got the initials of who carved it here. RW. That's the kind of history I like. Who was RW? I want to know. Cornish tin mines were financed by a group of shareholders known as adventurers, and they pay a certain amount per share they owned towards the initial start-up costs. If the mine did not start making money pretty quickly, further calls might be made to the adventurers to keep the enterprise going. And even when the mine started to make profits, these would be paid to the adventurers in the form of dividends. When the Levant Mine Company was formed in 1820, there were 20 £20 shares. In other words, a total capital of £400, around £35,000 in today's money. As far as we know, this sign says, no further calls were made before a rich copper lode was cut in 1821 and the company started to pay dividends. Over the next 20 years, these amounted to approximately £12,500 per share. When found, the mine's account or cost book was prepared, which was prepared every 2 months by the purser and approved at a meeting of the shareholders. Their meeting was held in the account house and was always followed by an extremely good dinner with plentiful amounts of ale, wine and spirits. It was said that some people bought shares in mines just so they could attend the dinners. At Levant, Captain Dick's punch was especially renowned. A later writer said that it was so strong that a mere sniff would render one insensible. What an amazing piece of history. Look at this. There's no sign saying what this building is, but it had a fireplace. And if we look down here, on the floor, some beautiful remains of mosaic tiles. And again, over in this corner, more tiles. History comes in many forms, and industrial history is and will be forever always amazing. As I said earlier, the amount of work and effort that goes into building all these kinds of things before the aid of modern machinery is fascinating. Well, this is sheltered from the wind. Fascinating. No signs on this building either to say what it was. It's a big building. Grills on the top, obviously where holes have been made. It's fallen through or whatever. Old wooden beam up there, holding a roof up. And metalwork here. And the same on this side. There you can see the chimney.
Reading that the mining accident happened in 1919. The machine, the way they dropped the miners down on the beam engine, as the beam went round, it lowered them and they stepped off onto a platform, and then the next time it went down on the next level, and so that's how it worked. One of the linkages failed and sent 31 miners crashing down to the bottom of the mine in 1919, as I say, and the lower depths have never been mined since. So there might be some copper down there.
Are we going down? And that's Levant Mine. Fascinating.
A significant light, just where it was needed. Cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing. Faces merge and change, but your face remains the same.